Sonic Omens just released, and I know it's been on everyone's feeds, especially on Twitter. But why is there so much controversy behind one of the most graphically appealing Sonic fan games? Or is there something going unnoticed? And what kind of impact does this controversy have when it comes to the type of image it presents towards the Sonic Fangame community? Let's break it down. Part of this issue stems from just the amount of polish and completion it has as a Sonic game. Is it perfect? Of course not. Is there probably numerous amounts of glitches? Yes. Has the creator reacted accordingly to certain situations? No, not really. Because at the end of the day, it's still a fan game. And does that mean it should be criticized? Of course, yes. The mere fact that this game can be held and talked about in any regard is evidenced by how closely it can be compared to types of games Sega produces nowadays. You can tell there's a large amount of passion that went into the project to make it look, feel, and sound the way it does. And because, unfortunately, Sonic at the end of the day is part of the gaming industry, so creating a fan game of this caliber is gonna garner a lot of attention. The same can be said with the amount of polish that went into Chaos X's remake of Sonic 2006. But if that's the case, why is there more volatile commentary on Sonic Omens? Well, if you did not know already, the creator of Sonic Omens, Bolt, used to have a Patreon involving the production of Sonic 2020, which is what Sonic Omens used to be called. A lot of the Patreon features were tied to how much of the development of Omen should be completed. And with Sega being primarily a gaming company, that's a big area to present towards the general public. Naturally, people pointed out this behavior, and along with the treatment of staff under Bolt's company, Bane'Studio, and plenty amount of outcries that numerous people have compiled. No, seriously, there's a whole Google Doc on Twitter. Link to that in the description. It's clear how much of a bad taste it's left on the project as a whole, to the point where we keep coming back to the same point. Is it okay to profit from a fan game? Absolutely not. It's illegal. But I have my sentiments towards someone like Bolt. Listen, there's not a lot of people who talk about what it means to survive off of game development. Sonic fan games have always been a huge part of the community, and it's easy to use it as motivation to create something you're passionate towards, but harder to maintain. A lot of these things don't come anywhere close to completion because of this reason, and the stuff that we do get, such as the 16-bit remake of Sonic Triple Trouble by Noah Copeland, takes years of hard work to complete. And it's even more confusing when you see that there are other talents in other categories, such as those who are musically gifted, producing remixes, artists who have unique style, and YouTubers for their personality, who are able to do what they do by completing commissions, playing certain fan games, advertising brand deals, have a way through monetary gain even if it's fan-based. But the perception towards someone who has a talent for development, who sometimes might utilize all of the aforementioned skills to produce a fan game, can quickly be shot down by the deep gray line that is known as copyright. On top of that, there's people on platforms such as YouTube profiting off of merely displaying said fan creation. That to me is absolutely outrageous, to where I can understand the behavior behind Bolt's decisions, but I do not condone them, nor does it make it okay. Listen, there's a lot of issues that can be summed up with transparency. Sonic Omens wanted to be profitable to be able to put more effort into it. We all have to admit that. Bolt, the creator, has to admit that. Heck, a lot of fan games out here would love that, including myself. Because what's the difference between a fan requesting an artist to make their own original fan character, TM, if they gave them $100 to do so, versus someone coming up to Chaos X and saying, hey, I'll give you X amount of money to make Sonic turn red in PO6. Or hey, I like the style of music you're remixing, here's a tip. Versus, I see the passion behind what you code, here's a donation. Well, I think the major difference is who is offering the service. Because if the person producing is offering the service, they aren't just offering. They're selling at that point. Sonic Omens was offering to unlock episodes through monetary gain, hence they're selling, and you cannot sell what's copywritten. And in that regard, this behavior by Bolt has every right to be corrected. Had it been a different story where maybe they were offering to make custom renders per request, or offering tutorials on how to use Unity, or even just a generic donation box outside of any acts of service, it probably would have just been fine. But that story didn't happen. And as a creator/developer, it's up to us to react accordingly, plan accordingly. That's why I created this channel, because I knew I wanted to become a content creator, while leaving my passion projects on the side. Getting wrapped up in my own passion projects that is already copywritten should never be the source of my monetary gain. At the end of the day, Sega can come through my doors and say cease and desist, and I have no choice but to do so. And that's why my message to Bolt, or any other creator under his platform, we can't get too wrapped up in what we do. We react the worst when it comes to putting our dreams out into the open. It's a completely vulnerable place to be putting ourselves. but as consumers they have every freedom to support or spend however they want. The Sonic fan base has every right to give criticism and opinion, choose what they want to support and to what extent they want to support. If people don't like Sonic Omens or their behavior, then let it be. But respecting each other as individuals goes a long way into paving the future for both the Sonic community and life in general. That being said, Spark the Jester is coming out in a few days, and if you haven't been following the project for a while, it's worth your time and money, as this is someone who planned accordingly, by producing one of the most well-beloved Sonic fan games, Sonic Before and After the sequel, and used that following they garnished to produce his own game for his own monetary needs. This is how it should be.